The Second World War had a very deep impact on Sarawak. All the signs of a major war about to happen was already anticipated in the 1930s, and several measures were taken to beef up Sarawak's defences. Despite that, when the war reached the Pacific region, Sarawak was quickly invaded. Trouble started when Pearl Harbor was attacked on 7th December 1941. That signaled the start of the Pacific War in World War II. Japan overran her neighbours with lightning speed. Sarawak was also one of the countries under the radar of the Japanese. They landed in Miri on 16 December 1941 and marched into Kuching by Christmas Day. Many incidents of cruelty and brutality were reported over the 3 years plus of occupation. The Japanese occupation in Sarawak came to an end on 11 September 1945. A lot of changes has taken place since then.
First of all, let me introduce people here. So, Yazid, lecturer in this college, representing the Pengarah, and we have the chairman not here, so we have the vice chairman in the person of Frankie Cole, the new vice chairman. And Miss Eleona, representing the SATT College. His name is Michael Tiong, very important man in the story of World War II. He came from Limbang, orang Bisaya. So, before the war, the mother gave birth. During birth, the mother died. Giving birth, the mother died. Bad omen. Then they have twin, also bad omen for this community. So the custom of those people in those days, that double bad omen, the mother and the living babies must be buried together. So came to the notice of Mr. Busher. He's an evangelical Christian pastor, adopted the two babies. And when war broke out, 2-3 years later, they were put to Batu Lintang. Mr. Busher and Mrs. Busher, together with the two babies, twins, were put in Batu Lintang here. And they grew up. And the Japanese were surprised. This European lady bringing two black, dark colored. Hey, how come? Huh? So they were explained. These were adopted. So nothing happened. So after they stay here for 3 3/4 years during the war time, he was a child prisoner of war. The only surviving prisoner of war in Batu Lintang. How important he is to all of you. So his name is Michael Tiong alias Jeli bin Abdullah.
Selamat pagi semua. First and foremost, I would like, on the behalf of my pengarah, daripada pengarah saya, Dr. Abang Ismail, mohon maaf kerana dia tidak dapat hadir ke sini hari ini. Dia ingin menyampaikan salam dia kepada anda semua.
He is Dr. John Chew, medical specialist. Not only that, he is the commissioner of Suhakam, human rights. So human rights not only talk about the living people, but also have interest in people who have departed, the dead. How we treat the dead, how we treat our heroes, this is of interest to him. So now he is the Suhakam Commissioner for Sarawak, appointed by the Agong.
I'm dressed like that is because to honor what happened here 85 years ago. Right? The people have gone. A lot of the stories, a lot of lives has been forgotten here. But we must not forget, because what we are today was because what happened to us more than 80 5 years ago. This year we are celebrating the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Sarawak from the Japanese rule. Human Rights Commission is the result of what happened in World War II. After World War II, the world get together to form the United Nations, right? Meaning people must talk to each other, must negotiate for peace instead of the wars, the unending wars that have been happening all over the history of humankind. After the war, the world get together, form the United Nations. In 1948, there was a Universal Declaration of Human Rights, whereby we must treat each other with dignity. Everybody, regardless of who they are, religion, race, or sexual gender, everybody have got the inherent right in them to be treated equally under the law of the country. And Malaysia, as 149 countries in the world, acceded to that Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Although it's not a treaty, you just agreed to it, aspirational declaration, but is the basis of all the other human rights instrument convention that the country acceded to, agree that this is what we as a country we will agree to. Malaysia have acceded to 3 rights convention. The right against the discrimination of women, otherwise called as CEDAW. Children, Convention for the Rights of Children. It was the second convention that Malaysia acceded to. And the third one is the right of person with disability. Malaysia have acceded. But there are many other conventions that Malaysia have not acceded to, right? And so HAKAM is working towards encouraging, advising the government to agree to those rights.
The story about Batu Lintang, how it all started. In 1939, there was a war in Europe. So the Raja's government under Charles Vanderbroek contributed a lot of money to help the British war effort in Europe. There was a treaty signed, defense treaty signed between Great Britain and Sarawak. When war is about to come, they knew that over the horizon war is coming. So the British government sent 2nd Battalion 15 Punjab Regiment based in Singapore to Sarawak. They were first posted to Miri and also to the Staba. They have a camp in Staba, 7 miles quarry, somewhere there. And before this camp was built. And this camp was ready for occupation in May 1941. Then the big group came. So this would become the base of the 2nd Battalion Punjab Regiment. When war broke out in December 1941, Christmas Eve, this Punjabi fought gallantly. 3/4 of them died. During the war, and what happened during the war, this was Punjabi camp, and when the Japanese occupied Sarawak, they turned this into the prisoner of war and internist camp. Very rare, because prisoner of war is prisoner of war, men in uniform. Internists are civilian. Very rare they mix them together. Only here you find it. That's why this can become very unique.
And what you can see here and here is the newly found artifact in 2014. Yeah, ini helmet peperangan. I feel like it's Japanese. And then this is quite interesting here. This is a book written by one of the prisoner using used paper.